Hi guys, in my last video we looked at this date as a possible launch date for the Artemis 1 rocket, and pulling some other facts and details together led me to highlight the days following this possible launch. Some of the things that did happen in the days following and into the new week that I'm recording this in, the currencies took a real fall, especially the Great Britain pound against the US dollar. This is a map overlaid of the various markets around the world, from Canada up here in the top left to China right down to Australia and everything in between. You can see that the whole world and their markets were painted in a great deal of red. So things did happen on those dates. But in fact, this Artemis 1 moon mission was delayed a third time because of a tropical storm approaching Florida. And at the time of making this, the storm is around here, 55 miles off Naples in Florida. And this storm is called Ian. And I wanted to know what Ian meant, or the name of Ian means. And it is God is gracious. And another meaning for this name is gift from God. And I find it a little bit difficult, but we have to take it on board that this storm could be somehow called a gift from God, because this is what we're looking forward to in the coming days and hours as this impacts Florida. But in regard to some of the stuff that we went through in our last video with 88 and the last couple of videos that I've done showing that 88 is something to do with time and the DNA of man, and this Artemis rocket has 8.8 million pounds of thrust to get it into the air. And when I looked up 88 here, it is radium. It is an atomic symbol right in the middle of it. Now, in my previous videos, I showed you that the 88, this is the Back to the Future movies, when the DeLorean had just reached 88 miles per hour. Doc here turns his back on the camera and has a radiation symbol on his back. And I was led by the Lord to look up this particular clock. And here we are in 2022, and from 20 to 24, it's got it all on that clock face. So I was asking the Lord, is this a gift from God to give people time to come to Him, that this storm may come somehow, that this Artemis rocket would be delayed one more time due to this storm called Ian, which name means gift from God. But it's a category 5 and it's going to cause some pretty big devastation. So in one way, it's going to cause a lot of problems. But in another way, perhaps it's delayed another problem with this Artemis rocket and all that it points us to. So I asked the Lord, have I got this wrong? And when I went to my emails to open them up, this was in one of my emails, and it says here, time's almost up. So I took it on board that was maybe the Lord speaking to me there and an answer to that prayer. It's almost here, not right here, almost here. Now, in other news, the president installed some months back said in February, Biden promised to bring to an end the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline if Russia attacks Ukraine. Germany and the Chancellor, Scholz, will act together, but neither of them elaborated how they would do it. Just a couple of days ago, on the 26th, the Nord Stream gas line from Russia to Europe blew up. And this particular guy says that this country blew up a Russian gas pipeline, and the Swedish and Denmark people say that the Nord Stream pipeline blasts were deliberate attacks. It also happened on that same time frame that we were looking at in the days following the proposed launching of the Artemis 1. Some of the propaganda said that this guy did it himself, but if he didn't, we already have somebody saying that they wouldn't let it go ahead anyway. So what else happened at the same time as all of this? Back in May, Putin said that he's fighting in this country to fight against Nazis. On the 26th, just a day or two back from recording this, A swastika wearing pupil kills 15. I think that ended up as 17, the final count, 18 including himself. Gunned down a whole bunch of kids and teachers in a school in Russia. Where this comes full circle is the mass shooting occurred at school number 88. Are you kidding me? No, there it is. And the guy that did it was born in 1988. You can't make this stuff up, guys. It's astounding how it all pulls together. Remember, this Greek goddess is one of sudden death, and she does appear in the Bible, in the book of Acts, sometimes known as Diana. So is this a gift from God to give those who do not understand that this is coming? And anybody that doesn't see the world as it is right now is fully asleep. And this could happen at any time to anyone, anywhere. And it's time to give yourself to Jesus Christ so that you don't get caught in this and have eternal damnation simply because you didn't take the hand that Christ put out for you to grab hold of and say, come home. Please get to know him now. Give yourself to the Lord. Confess your sins and get saved. Peace and grace.